Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's Resto. It has been a minute since I've uploaded a video, and there are many reasons why. I originally was going to do like a face cam video, but ended up having a little bit of an anxiety attack, so I couldn't quite do it yet. Maybe I'll grow the courage to do it one day, but I'll kind of sum it up on some of the things that I did want to talk about. Some announcements that I told you guys that I would come out and say, but I didn't want to say it until I knew it was official. Now, let's start going into one of the main things. That is, I am officially a private in the military now. I've joined the military enlisted. Branch of service is the Army for those that are interested. Plan on going to Fort Sill in Oklahoma. It's going to be for my basic MOS is artillery, so should be fun. New experience in life, something that's going to be a challenge for sure. That's one of the main purposes that I kind of wanted to join. I've debated on this decision for about 6 years now, done a lot of research, so I really wanted to make sure this was the right decision for me. But with that being said, in terms of me leaving for basic, for those of you who know or that have served in the military, you're gone for 2 months. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be busting ass on videos and trying to get a shit ton of them ready for you guys. That way, when I am gone, I can just have a bunch of videos scheduled. That way, uploads can keep coming. In terms of the lack of uploading and not getting on that schedule, there has been a lot of things that have been going on in my life recently to where it has been putting me at a halt. On top of it, I've left for MEPS for 2 days not too long ago. I'm just now trying to recover from the lack of sleep. Being up at 4 in the morning and having to come back, I don't think I got in bed until like around 10:45 at night. So it was a very long and stressful day. It's over now, so I'm happy. But other than that, this is a Unholy 70 Twink DK. I don't know if you guys have realized that this tune in general, or the class in general in this bracket, is absolutely absurd. It's pretty much like walking around with a Shadow Priest, but you're the melee version of that Shadow Priest. The playstyle of them, it's kind of like spreading dots, because you don't really have as much spells as you do as endgame, so you kind of have to change your playstyle a little bit. In my opinion, I prefer Frost just because of the consistency. Granted, Unholy is nice, but the DK life in general, you can't really solo queue anything. You need to be with a healer. You need to have a healer by your side at all times because your class is so squishy, and you don't really have all the healing mobilities, or I shouldn't say mobilities, but the healing abilities that you do at endgame to, you know, keep yourself up and stay mobile between all these battle fights that you come to. All you really have is that Death Strike, and then you have an anti-magic spell, but then if you don't have a canister casting at you, it's just a melee, all you gotta do is press that one button, and that's usually not enough. So it's not like WoD where you were completely invincible and you were considered a god for playing a DK because you just never died. It was quite absurd, so I'm kind of happy that lifestyle isn't around anymore, but I mean at the same time, kind of miss it because the damage and the abilities that we were able to press, they aren't really there anymore. But back to what I wanted to talk about in terms of a bunch of other things. There is a day in the future where I'm going to sit down and just talk to you guys, the people who generally have stuck around and watched my videos throughout the highs and throughout the lows, even during my absence and coming back. Those people I generally want to reach out to and talk to. For the people who are just now coming into the channel and experiencing, you know, the type of content that I am producing and are enjoying it, welcome. I do appreciate you guys joining. I appreciate your subscriptions, all the other fun stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos as of right now of what I am producing currently. I know it's not to my fullest potential. These videos, in my opinion, are so half-assed, but I have purpose for it, and there's a reason why, because I'm not having the time that I used to have. Like I did in the past when I was in high school, and I was able to dedicate a lot of time into my videos, and I was able to push in, you know, more montages, you know, more edits and whatnot. So right now it's mainly just going to be commentaries and kind of basic gameplays. I have leveled a level 70 priest. I don't know if you guys know that. Those who are on my friends list and do watch all that fun stuff or have come across me in game, they have already seen this priest. He's nearly halfway geared, and just from 2 weeks of gearing. I kind of leveled him like a day before the reset, so I was able to get 2 raid runs in, and within those 2 runs I was able to get half of his gear. I do not know how long it's going to take, because I know a 70 priest with Spellfire set is so essential, but knowing me, that grind for the mats is going to take a century, unless I can figure out a way to farm it fast. And if I do, I mean, honestly, I'll make a guide on that just to help everyone else get that Spellfire set, because honestly, that Spellfire set alone is so crucial for casters, and it is so overpowered. But the reason why I don't rock it on my mage, because mages are already ridiculously OP as it is, and I don't want to push, you know, the boundaries of being too OP. As stupid as that sounds, you know, being a twink, you want to be the best of the best. But I don't know if you guys know my playstyle. Those who've stuck around for years on end kind of understand this. I prefer a challenge in my fights. I don't like to be too OP. In my opinion, that's just not fun. It gets boring after a while, just annihilating everybody. But if you're overpowered to a sense where they have some sort of competition, and then you just rely on your skill set, but have that advantage over them due to gear, that is something I prefer. That way, I'm able to drag out fights. I'm able to, you know, utilize my spells, do outplay mechanics, stuff like that. That is what I personally enjoy, and that is why I enjoyed the 20 bracket back in the day, when, you know, we had Displacer Beast, and, you know, we had all these spells, and the gear was a little bit different. All of that I personally enjoyed, and that is why I played 20s so hard. It was so much fun just to be able to outplay someone or do that. Granted, you have little amount of spells, I completely understand that, and it's like, how can you outplay someone if you only have 2 or 3 spells that you're clicking? Well, there's a lot of strategic gameplay that goes into it, and that goes with any bracket. Any bracket will have its own strategic pathway that you take, and you'll play it out. So, for example, you can have one strategic gameplay style, or whatever you want to call it. You can do something in the arenas or the RBGs, but you come down to a twinking bracket, and that plan won't work, just because of your lack of abilities, and the spells that you normally would use at an end game level you can't use at a twinking level, just because it's not available and it's not offered to you. Therefore, you have to kind of change your playstyle a little bit. So every bracket has their own little way of maneuvering, you know, their playfield, and that's what I enjoy the most of, you know, playing multiple brackets. As far as 19s and 20s go, the low levels I just don't enjoy anymore. So I'm probably going to level nearly all of them and keep just my FCs and my boomies. I may keep my mage as well, but other than that, I'm already leveling a bunch of them. I'll probably keep my monk too, but the shaman that I have, my horde shaman, the Ellie sham, that is going to be leveled to 70. I've been wanting to do that ever since, you know, the beginning of Legion, but I quit, so I couldn't really come get to that. And I've been wanting to make a priest since like Kata, so I finally came to coming my first twink priest, which I am very excited for, because I've been wanting to make one forever. And I know some of you have been making me wanting to do guides on a twink priest for the 20s bracket for ages on end, but I just never could get, like, you know, the time to actually level a priest and gear it, mainly because I just never played one. But I have been playing this priest recently, and it's honestly loads of fun. Granted, this priest is going to get nerfed soon, but that's no big deal, because the main purpose of this tune was to make it into a shadow priest. And as far as I'm concerned, in 8.1, a shadow priest is going to be insane. So I kind of came in at the right time into making this, but right now I'm kind of enjoying this priest to kind of get through leveling a little bit easier. But since I'm already 70, now I'm just kind of chilling in BGs with the half gear that I have, and just healing some dudes and whatnot, having some fun. It's pretty cool. I do recommend making a twink for a priest. It is lots of fun in terms of hybrid. It's kind of like a druid if you want to think about it. If you like to be a healer and then you like to be that mobile kind of DPSer, priest kind of offers that, just because it has the 2 routes that you can take. They do have different playstyles, different setups as well. I will be doing guides on these tunes, because there is a lot of different setups that I've seen a lot of people running. It's not all the same like you would do at 20s and 19s. 70s does have a lot of variety that you can change and kind of set up with your classes. I've noticed that a lot, especially for BFA. There's just different, you know, routes that you can take in terms of gear set bonuses. There's different routes you can take in terms of secondary stats and what you want to stack, what you want to run, talents, etc. Everyone has their own playstyle. Everyone has their own, you know, type of gear setup that they want to run. And I find that so cool for a 70s bracket, and especially for 80s. 80s, I eventually want to make one as well. I've also been wanting to make an 80 Twink since, I want to say, Kata as well, but I just never came around to do it. I wanted it to be a monk, but I haven't really decided yet. I really do want to make a right decision, because if I do go in the 80s bracket, it's all about first impressions and whether I like it or not. And if I don't like it, then I'm probably just going to delete the tune and make a 70 out of it. I'm a Twinkaholic. I have over 50 Twinks, so leveling, making a Twink is a pain in the ass, but at the end of the day, Twink's a Twink. You know, I'll never have too many of them. I have 2 accounts just based off of them. One's a dedicated free-to-play account, and then the other one obviously is going to have all of my over 20 level 20 Twinks. So I do need to update my 99 Twinks as well. Those I do want to do guides on as well. More videos on those guys. I do have that 99 DK and that 99 Warrior, so those are a lot of fun to play. I was playing them in the pre-BFA gear, and they're actually still pretty strong, you know, even with their Legion artifact weapon that I do not think that you are able to obtain anymore. So the fact that I'm able to still equip that and no one else can get that is pretty cool. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if you can still obtain that Legion artifact weapon, but if you can't, then that's more power to me, because now I got 2 tunes with it, along with a bunch of 110s that I have yet to level to 120. Personally, I just don't care for endgame. I just don't find it fun. And when I do come on WoW, it's just to play my Twinks, hang out with friends, and then I'll probably go and edit something, or I'll play some sort of BR or Call of Duty. I do want to play Call of Duty Black Ops 4 on stream a little bit more. I've not been streaming, but I do want to pick up that schedule. So this is kind of a quick little minor update. Like I said, I just couldn't have the courage to do the face cam video, because there's just a lot of personal things that I would like to address to you guys that I've been wanting to say for years, to kind of help you guys understand a little bit more about me, kind of understand me a little bit more. But maybe one day I will actually grow the balls to do it and just come out and say it. But other than that, I really do appreciate everyone that's been supporting and has stuck around and continues to still watch my videos, even though I had a big absence during Legion. Just know that I'm not giving up on you guys in terms of guides. A mage guide will 100% be coming out next. That is the next video, mage guide. I'm going to do my 19 Twink, and I'm going to do my 70 Twink. So definitely expect that. It has not been ignored. I have seen your guys' requests, and I am going to answer it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. It's been Resto, guys. See you guys next time.